kokia trajektorija judas kūnas atitrūkęs nuo horizontaliai skrendančio lėktuvo?
Actually, I like to brush my teeth on stage before performance.
If I don't brush my teeth 3 times a day, I'm not happy. So I always have my toothbrush with me. And it's a way of, I'm okay, I'm relaxed. I'm on the stage and the seats are empty. And sometimes there are other people there. And then I feel that I can do whatever. And I'm not stressed out anymore.
Man atrodo, kad jaučiu ant liežuvio galo.
Sveiki, jūs žiūrite Klaipėdos Jaunimo teatro podcastą ant liežuvio galo. Šis podcastas bus anglų kalba, tai aš dabar tiesiog pasvičinsiu ir tikiuosi, kad liksite ir toliau žiūrėti, nes turiu labai nuostabų ir įdomų pašnekovą. Tai, hi, you're watching Klaipėda Youth Theater podcast, and today I have a guest, a theater director, who is doing right now a show in Klaipėda Youth Theater, being Alice. This theater director is from France. Yes, France?
Oui, tout à fait.
And his name is Didier, wait a second, Girauldon. Didier Girauldon.
Labai
Good?
gerai.
Labai gerai. Nice, thank you. So Didier, how are you today? Thank you that you came here.
Thank you for having me. I'm all good. I'm very happy today.
So what can you recommend for our audience to see, to watch, to hear? I mean, in the art. Maybe some book, maybe some show, maybe some, I don't know, film, movie, music and stuff like that. But the question is what you have read, seen or heard during the past month.
Mm-hmm.
I know that this month was tough for you and busy. I mean busy, yeah, but maybe do you have some recommend?
I have some, actually. I've seen this movie, I don't know, Poor Creatures?
Poor Creatures?
No.
Poor Things?
Poor Things, Poor Things. And I really enjoyed it. It's very weird, and I really like the images and the themes, and I think it gives food for thought right now. And I didn't have much time to read novels, but because we were working on, of course, Alice in Wonderland, I've been reading loads of different things, ranging from Shakespeare to Jean-Paul Sartre, Albert Camus, they're French authors and poets, and also Federico Garcia Lorca, who's a Spanish poet of the beginning of the 20th century. So it's not new things.
Yes, it's classical.
Yeah, it's very classical. So no, basically the really strong recommendation would be Poor Things.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw this movie also, and I could agree that it's very weird. But I like the style. Yeah. And even the costumes very much. Yeah. So, big recommendation from me also. Okay. I have another thing, but I'm not quite sure can we do it with you. We have many, not many, but some books, and I'm usually starting with doing I don't know how to say, book spell. You pick some book, whatever you want, open the random page, point to some place and try to read this sentence, and maybe this sentence could lead us what we can talk about. Okay, can we do it?
Oh yes, yes. Okay. Hang on. Let's have...
Oh, I see.
Fisica.
Can you understand about what it is, Fisica?
Physics?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's science.
Science, very good, very good. Oho. Kokia trajektorija judas kūnas atitrūkęs nuo horizontaliai skrendančio lėktuvo?
So it's, I try to translate what trajectory, the body and the, oh my God. Matas, can you help me? This is cameraman. Yeah.
Hey.
It's about the body who is going through the sky, and you have to count the trajectory. I don't know how to say in English. So, but we can see, we can talk it about as in philosophical way. You are some kind of body in Lithuanian theater right now, area or space. And how do you feel here as French body being here?
Actually, I feel good. It's very challenging to work in other countries and to try and bridge the cultural gaps. And but I'm quite used to it because that's really my thing, and that's why I started doing theater in the first place. That's try and travel, of course, meeting other people, and also making art with other people. And I guess that's the most challenging and beautiful thing to do, because when you, let's say, when you make a show in France with your friends or colleagues or co-workers or people you really, fellow artists you really know well, then you can make like really beautiful shows, and you can travel with this show, you can travel abroad, and that's what we do also. But then, when you work with new people, artists you don't know, coming from various cultures, then to me this is the real deal. Like, you're going to places you would never go in the usual way, just working with the people you know. So that's what I like. It's always unexpected. Sometimes it's kind of hardcore also, because there are days you don't expect, but problems will come up that are completely weird and new, and okay, it's going very well, and at some point a problem comes up and you're like, where does this problem come from? And this is where the misunderstandings get in the way. So you just take time to talk it through, and these misunderstandings, they are really good for creating new material. So that's what I like to do, to create art from mistakes, somehow. That's what I like to do, okay, because you have your first vision, your first dreams on a show, then you meet the team, and especially here, I mean, the team I didn't know well, because I first came here maybe 3 years ago when I was invited to the academy to teach the students here. And so I was invited back by Valentinas Masalskis to work on a production, and I was really happy. So he told me, well, come and meet the actors. So I only met the guys for like 10 days overall. And then let's make a show together. So I was, it was pretty scary to come here, because I don't speak, I mean, I speak a few words of Lithuanian. Now I pick up quite a lot.
Yeah, but you are talented in languages. You can put this, the if you want to read more.
Well, actually, that's a good it's chance, because talking about the trajectory of a body in space, it's relevant for Alice, you know. Yeah. So I'll just put the physics here, and we can talk about Alice in Wonderland also.
Nice.
Okay, let's keep the page.
You can. I don't know. I know that it's not legal, but I do it sometimes.
Okay. So yeah, I didn't know the team. I didn't know Renata, the scenographer, and we just met like 2 months ago, just 2 weeks before I came to Klaipėda, and I didn't know Niole, the composer. I knew sort of her work, but that's an amazing challenge, because when you work with actors, it can go anywhere, but still it's dealing with improvisation and the dreams of the actors also. But when you're dealing with a scenographer, it's someone who can change everything, and the same for the music and same for light, you know. So when you meet new artists whose work can make all the difference, then it's a big step into the unknown, because I could have not liked at all what Renata or Niole or Julius for the lighting did. But it's very good. Their work is so good that I have, it really makes me think another way, and I have to follow their very good instinct, and it's.
But you mean their instinct, not yours?
Of course, I'm always using my instinct, but like for instance, if I'm making a show on my own with a team of actors, then I have a sense from the beginning of what it can lead us. But then right away when we met with Renata, I had the feeling that it would be the right person. And we talked about, we have many references in common, but of course she has her own way, and we made it like we met in between, because we know that the time frame would be like really tight, and so it's really good that we met instantly on the themes and what we wanted to do. And Niole, I met her a week after I came here, so this is Niole, this is Didier. Hello, nice to meet you. So let's make a show together.
Let's work together.
Let's work together, and it works really well. Still, her music drives me somehow, just as the set drives the way we're working together. So we really have to trust each other, and I wouldn't have done such a show without them and without the team. So this is somehow, every time I do things like that, like working in this situation, I'm rediscovering my own work, and in a way it is a source of strength for me, because it helps me defining more and more accurately the kind of work I do. So that's very satisfactory, and that's very satisfactory because in the end it goes somehow in the way I had thought at the beginning. So that's really nice. And also discovering, I'm really eager to discover the show we're doing together, because it's quite unexpected. I didn't expect it to look this way. And I'm really happy about how it's going right now.
But as I see, and as I can hear you, it's some kind of spell also, the theater. You don't know what will be the result, what kind of, you can predict, but when live, alive people come onto the stage with their thoughts and experience and stuff like that, everything could be quite different from as you imagine in your head.
I'm used to say, it's each show is like a new baby somehow. It's weird to say that,
but it's
maybe I should see my shrink and talk about it. But you don't know what it's gonna look like, but still, hopefully you like it. And as far as it's been, I've made some unexpected shows, but I always like what I see, and I like the mood of it, and I really enjoy when, like for instance, the actors, they enjoy this mood as well, because the things I'm working on are quite specific. I like to make lively shows, colorful shows, on serious matters. So basically what I try to do is to take very strong subjects, but make it fun, and it's not easy, but I like it when you enjoy. I like making theater out of joy somehow. So it's hard work. It's hard work to make joyful things or simple things, but it's it's a great satisfaction when it happens. And here the premiere is in less than 10 days now, so it's becoming hot.
But when we broadcast this podcast on internet, it should be after the premiere. So, but doesn't matter. We are talking, and we are saying for the viewers that we are talking how many days before? You already said.
It's the 16th. So
but and today is 6th. Yeah,
7th.
Okay, so it's 9 days left. Okay, you still have time. We still have time.
Yeah, we still have time. But right now it's really it's going really well. So I really enjoy it, and I really enjoy the team. They are really good actors, and very friendly, hardworking, and we had some amazing conversations because Alice in Wonderland, it is immense. It is huge, and there were so many possibilities for making shows. And we had to, we really did some hard work thinking about which way we would enter the story and exit the story as well, to make it interesting for, I hope, everyone, young audiences, older audiences, and also everyday people. We're not making, although the themes are very deep and intellectual in a way, I really wanted to make a show that would appeal to everyone.
Why you have chosen that Alice in Wonderland? Is that was your decision, or the head of the theater, Tomas Jankauskas, or maybe actors or something? Why came this book right now?
Well, actually, to be honest, it wasn't my first choice at all. It came through mysterious ways, okay? So when I was first asked to make a show here, I said, okay, what shall I do? I always have I like making a lot of shows, and basically since I started making theater when I was 17, I'm 43 now, and turning 44 pretty soon. I've done many shows. I like being always work on different things. So I had many ideas, and at first I was like, okay, shall I do something very French? Because I like working on Molière, Feydeau. I like working on very Racine, very how could I say, very French texts. And also in France we have a great variety of new writing, and this is one of our strengths right now, new writings and playwrights, very talented playwrights back in France. And that's also, that's some kind of my specialty in France, is dealing with new writings. So I presented the actors with some new writings, and also one of my, because I studied in London, I have so many references in British theatre. So we talked about Shakespeare, of course, and new writings, contemporary writers of the British scene. But then it appeared to us that all the themes I was working on, I wanted to work on, were some kind of not very light. Like some of the plays I came up with, I said these are really fantastic plays, but we want, and as a team, we all made the decision that, okay, let's try and find something that is at the same time deep somehow, but lively. And so we talked about, and just maybe as a joke, we said, let's make Alice in Wonderland. Alice is, everyone knows Alice. Okay, it's the story of this little girl who follows the white rabbit. She's bored and she follows the white rabbit and ends up in this dreamland. And because Alice in Wonderland, her story is so well known, but when you ask people, most of them don't know very well. We said, but basically we can do whatever we want. So I said, yeah, why not? And it appeared to me later that, okay, my company, I'm director of a company in France, co-director, and my company is called Jabberwock, and Jabberwock is named after the Jabberwocky, and the Jabberwocky is a poem by Lewis Carroll in Through the Looking Glass, which is this, okay, you have Alice in Wonderland, and the second part of her adventures in Wonderland is Through the Looking Glass. So Alice was there all the way, so it happened by accident, but it's a dream of mine. I've been dreaming of working on Alice in Wonderland for ages now. So that's it. It's an accident. So it wasn't intended, but I'm really happy. I'm really happy to have this opportunity of working on Alice in Wonderland.
Nice. But this show is being Alice. Yeah. So why it is being Alice, as we can imagine that it is not the original Alice in Wonderland. It should be something different, something else. So can you tell me more, not me, but for us, all the who's watching this this podcast, I mean, what can we see on the show? What will be in being Alice performance?
Okay, when you read Alice in Wonderland as a kid, you don't ask yourself so many questions. This little girl, she meets many characters, very weird characters, and it's fun and creepy. And then maybe when you read it as a kid, you remember it when you're an adult. But when you read it as an adult, then you understand that it's really something for the inner child. Because when you really focus on the action, it gets weird and creepy. So when we first met with the actors, obviously we all liked the idea of working on Alice in Wonderland. And we read it in English, in Lithuanian, and it appeared to us that the translation in Lithuanian is very good and childlike. It is very, and we had these discussions about the title, Alice in Wonderland. In English, to wonder, the verb is about, is not all fairy, it's not fairy tales. When you wonder, you're asking yourself questions, and a wonder is a miracle somehow. So it has two layers in the title. And to wander in English is to go, but you don't really know where you're going. So it adds another layer. And all the different layers tend to disappear when you translate it in another language. And that's the whole point. Why do translators love Lewis Carroll? Is that it's really hard to translate. So at first we were all like very happy, but then after a few days we were like, but when we don't want to make a show for kids, not only for kids, and it should appeal to everyone. So we started looking at other writings by Lewis Carroll and other writings, and because when you look closely, Alice in Wonderland, Alice, it's like Harry Potter somehow. You don't know many things on Harry Potter, you don't know many things on Alice, but you discover the world. So you end up saying, who is Alice? It could be anyone. She's just this little girl discovering these colorful characters. So we started looking at Alice in Wonderland from a contemporary perspective. So Alice now, in our version, is this grown-up girl, and she's somehow bored by the world around her. Okay, she has to, okay, because she's a working girl, and she has to conform to all these rules, and also she is, basically she's bored. So she is following this weird guy into the world of entertainment somehow. So we've been asking ourselves, does it have something to do with theater? So I said earlier today that it had to do with Shakespeare, and we were thinking of Hamlet, to be or not to be, and it's a very strange play. So to be or not to be Alice, how to be Alice now, who is Alice? And so we've been trying to work around this idea. So what we will see is this grown-up Alice going through this wonderland, and at the end of the book, the young Alice wakes up, and oh, this was just a dream. But here we're asking ourselves the question, do we really want the dream to end? And overall, one of the big questions is, can we be ourselves as grown-ups with the others? How dangerous is it? So why are we always like wearing masks? Like right now, for instance, we're talking and we're in like these beautiful chairs and smiling. But inside, what's going on? Are we afraid to show who we really are? And Alice in this Wonderland, she is, at the beginning, she's pushed away by all the other characters, and in the end, she is standing up for herself, for what she really thinks. So it is a journey to being oneself somehow, to dare. And she's also going through all these changes. She changes height, she changes, she's shrinking, she's getting very big. So how to do that in the theater? So we tried to find how to portray all these changes. So what we're going to see is Alice going through Wonderland, meeting those people, singing along with them, playing along with the Mad Hatter, with the Queen of Hearts, and really seeing all these situations through the perspective of a contemporary young woman. And she'll be meeting a team of actors, and she'll be meeting the caterpillar, she'll be meeting all those iconic characters. And I was talking about Niole's music, and so she'll be going through different genres of theater, and in the end, maybe she'll be able to do her own kind of theater. So it's overall a reflection, a lively and colorful reflection on what makes us human, what it is to doubt and to stand up for our dreams and never forget about our dreams. Because otherwise, what's the point of going through everyday life if we forget about our dreams? And so somehow we should fight for what is really important, whether it's family, theater, what is really important to us in any way. So we've been really trying to find the meaning of all this nonsense, because Alice in Wonderland is all about nonsense. So it's very open. So we've done some hard thinking with the team, and I'm really happy of what we're coming up with, and I really hope the audience likes it, because we've been preparing this surprise present for the audience for a month and a half, and I really hope people will like spending this time with us.
I'm curious and waiting for it, and can't wait to see actually this show. Okay, what about your dreams, Didier? You're talking about little girl and her following her dreams. What about your dreams and your inner little boy? It's a personal question, I know.
It's personal. But it's very good to deal with this stuff, because as I said, when you work a lot, it's not always easy to follow, because making theater is already following a dream somehow. And because at first I never thought, when I was a little boy, I never thought I would be making theater. It wasn't something I wanted from my childhood. I wanted to be a fireman. I wanted to be a doctor, of course.
Yeah.
And when I began making theater, I started when I was 16. So that was, for some people, it's pretty late, because I didn't have a specific theater-related education. My father we never went to the theater together. So I started theater by chance. It was not a mistake, but it was by chance, and I really enjoyed it. And I had this. I was really lucky because I started working right away. I mean, after 1 year of training, I was 17, and I was really lucky. So I've worked a lot, and following this dream has been a very nice adventure. So it enables me to meet all those wonderful people, and I really enjoy working on. Okay, we're talking about physics, but I've had I was also very lucky to be able to work on the subjects that really matter to me. So the dreams are an everyday thing. Okay, I made shows about physics, I made shows about social issues. I had this experience in the United States after Hurricane Katrina, and in 2005, from 2005 to 2008. And it really made a change in how I'm practicing and how I'm making shows. So that's why the human factor is really important to me. So that's one of my dreams, to be able to continue to go on like that and to never get bored of this job, because, well, we all know that, but it's good to say it often. This is very challenging, because somehow it's not very hard to begin making theater, but as you grow up and grow older, it's challenging to go on, because it's very hard. That's a hard life. I mean, many jobs are very hard. Not especially not only in the arts field, but then every day you have more questions. Why am I doing this? Because this is not some days considered useful. So what I like is to make shows for the people and meeting the people and meeting people that don't work in this field, and tell them and talk with them and saying, okay, loads of people don't think they have the right to go in the theater, because theaters are really scary places. When you don't know, you don't want to go there, because you perhaps you think it's not for me. So what I'm trying to do is to get people into the theater, people that would never push the doors of the theater. So I'm trying to meet them and say, well, please do, and you'll see. It's a place where we meet and greet and have fun, and also sometimes we fight, and it's a happy fight. So part of my dream is to go on making this job, the wonderful job, as long as I'm not bored of it. And I have other dreams that are not theater related.
What kind of dreams? It would be interesting.
What kind of dreams? Actually, well, it's kind of job related, but I like beautiful things, and I'd like to have more time to work with my hands.
Okay.
Yes, actually, I like theater because it's handmade. Because I had the opportunity of working in the cinema industry, and I like it, but it's not the same. You know, it's very technical. I enjoy it, but what I like with theater is, like, you know, it's the real deal every night, every performance. It can go wrong, and that's what I like. It's very challenging. But then I consider myself more like an artisan, craftsman.
Yes.
More than an artist, because when you say I'm an artist, you haven't said much. But I like craftsmanship. So I would have more time to. I would like to have more time to work on watchmaking, jewelry.
Oh,
and,
interesting.
And I really like cooking. That's one of my big things. I really like cooking. So lately, for quite some time, because I'm working a lot, I'm not cooking as much as I like.
and gardening also. I really like plants.
But your plant, it's crying right now at home.
Yes, they are. That's. But you know, I have like friends coming around to water the plants, so that's quite cool.
Not crying, it's bad word. It's drying.
Yes.
Okay, you are 1 week ago. Today we just put on internet the podcast with Donatas Stakėnas, and he tell almost the same thing, that he wants to do craft, but with pottery, no? Yeah, and then he likes cooking.
Yeah.
So maybe all the theater guys wants to do some craft and to do some handly job, you know, with yeah. It's
well, that's I that's what I like. Is being in contact with very down to earth things. That's life, you know.
Yeah. Real stuff, real thing.
Stuff. Yeah. And it's important, and so they are not like big dreams, but it's just
some desires.
Yeah, important. Important, like being with people, doing very simple things, spending time with friends and family. That's also part of my dreams for the future, is having more time to be with the people I really love and like. So.
This is the other question, actually. What is your life right now? What you miss the most? Because you are traveling a lot. You are working in many countries, and during the past 2 decades, your CV is huge of the countries you've been working in. From USA, Czech Republic, now Lithuania, Canada, French, whatever. I just wrote down, actually, Italy, Denmark, Switzerland, Scotland, Sweden. Yeah, it's many countries. So I could imagine that you should miss your back home, your friends, your family, and you should. This is my. It's very personal, but I say you should feel lonely.
I guess at times it can be lonely, but it is very good, because, I mean, when you're doing shows, you're always with a lot of people. In the theater, the teams are usually small, you know, it's like 10, 20 people. But when you work on operas, like the teams are huge, it can be like 100 to 1,000 people. Last year I did this opera, and the team was like 1,000 people, so it's loads of people. I mean, you don't meet 1,000 people every day, but you're around many people. And so, for instance, here in Klaipėda, I'm very happy every night to have this time alone, and of course the phone and video calls are very helpful to stay in touch with my loved ones. So that's, I don't feel lonely. I just feel that it's good to have time by myself. And like Virginia Woolf used to say, well, to be happy you just need to have a room of one's own. It's just a place where you can be alone. So of course I travel a lot, and loads of time in trains and planes, even if now I really try not to take as many planes as I used to be. So train most of the time, and well, it's very good to be with oneself, you know. So no, I don't feel lonely. Sometimes it's hard, because when everything's all right, then okay. But some days are tough, and when you're away, when you're not home, well, you get at night with all the problems of the day, and you don't have all your friends around to talk about this and ease the tension. But then, well, I've gotten used to it. And when I wanted to be a director, when I wanted as a young guy, wanted to be a director and an actor, I was always wondering, how do they do, these guys? And now I understand that it is very precious to have time on one's own, just to, like, even eating alone in restaurants, you know. I really like that, because it's okay, it's good to cook for yourself, but it's also good to be there. Okay, all the people are with their friends and families, and you're on your own in another country, and you don't always understand the language very well, but it's so cool. And also the teams are really caring after me. So here I had wonderful evenings with the team, and we're also having good times, and we also have time on our own. So that's correct. So no, I really enjoy it, and when I'm home, I really enjoy the time there, because I'm really trying to protect this time home, so that I'm really happy when I'm back. And I've moved back. I lived for quite a long time in Paris and in London, but now I'm back in my hometown for the moment, so I can be closer to my family, to my father, who's now quite old. So I really want to spend time with him, with my brothers, and my plants.
Nice.
I know, but as you say, it can be lonely, but it's, well, that's the deal. That's the deal.
Yes. One more question, a serious question about the cultural differences. Because you are from France,
yeah.
French and France.
Franzusia.
Yes. So this is the West country, you know, and here we are post-Sovietical country, Baltics, and maybe you can see some cultural differences from your country and Lithuania, and the working methods, characters, I don't know, souls, mental things and stuff like that, you know, all the behaving, conversations, and all the complex. Do you see some real differences?
Yes, and that's very. I mean, I always enjoy discovering these differences, because I'd say what I like here is a very Baltic mentality. So it is like for instance, when I first came to Lithuania, I had this feeling that I was like smiling too much.
Okay.
Nice. and you know, I would be because you don't. I mean, in France and where I come from, we are very we're smiling a lot, and maybe some people would say, okay, French people are a bit superficial, but we like to talk a lot, and I was taught as a good boy, so I have like manners and always be polite and stuff. So the first time I came to Vilnius, I was really like smiling to everyone and saying hello and trying to speak Lithuanian a bit. And sometimes I had the feeling that some people were looking at me like, "What's your problem, man?" But also because I'm used to working with very different people, very. I know that you don't want to. The first impression is not always the real thing, and so I try to adjust, but stay true to myself. In terms of acting methods, for instance, I really like here the way the actors work and are trained. They're very good in terms of acting and being true somehow. In France, we tend to have we don't have the same history of acting, and in France we have this. I'm missing the word in English. We come from la déclamation. It's about saying words. So, contrary to countries like England, for instance, acting is about action. And in French, we are playing, so it's about or uttering the words. So the poem is very important. And here in Lithuania, I've met quite a lot of actors now and directors, and it's very Stanislavski as the basis, method acting a lot. In France, method acting is not that popular, and we work somehow. And where I come from, I mean, my background as an actor and director is very Lecoq based, and so I've been working with people from who are from this trend, from this. So it's a lot about physical theater and poetics, and here in Lithuania we had. A time we needed a time to adjust, because I really want to have the actors think out of the box and work from also what we don't do right. So always working around the mistakes, and but France is pretty strong. Also, some actors don't want to act bad. They want things to be really good, and when you want to be really good, mistakes happen, and that's what I want to work with, the unexpected, and build poetics from this. So I guess at the beginning, working with actors here, there was this. It was hard to try and work from the mistakes, and that's what I like now. It's very precise. The actors here are very precise, and I really enjoy how those two cultural specificities come together. I'm not sure I really answered your question.
Yes. Working methods. It's very interesting for so for audience, like our audience who loves theater and stuff like that. So, okay, the last thing.
Good.
Funny thing. We have planned out. We have that head. And this head is full of silly questions.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so I will ask 5 silly questions for you. Because we are youth theater, we want to be a little bit crazy, you know. Today I translated all the questions.
In English?
In English.
Wow, you're brave.
Yes. So, the first question. Winter or summer, and why?
Winter, because I like the smell of winter. And I don't know, in winter when the air is cold, it seems that my mind is clear. So I really enjoy walking around, and also that's what I like in Lithuania, is that winter is really, it is beautiful. And it reminds me, I worked a lot in Denmark, and and you know, I was first amazed at how, you know, in Denmark, I was first shocked because babies are sleeping in the cold outside.
Yeah. Yes.
And I don't know, I love the feeling of winter.
So you met the winter here in Lithuania right now?
Yes, and
lucky you.
Lucky me, and lucky because we had snow. And in France we didn't have snow for ages. We haven't had snow for ages now. So I had my real winter here in Lithuania.
Very nice.
I'm really
Congratulations.
happy. Thank you.
Okay, second one. Oh, interesting question. Do actors drink a lot of alcohol?
Wow.
This is a silly question. Like, it's still, all questions are unexpected.
Yeah.
So.
Do actors drink a lot of alcohol?
You can answer from your perspective.
I would say it depends. It depends, because in some teams alcohol is really a big thing, and but I feel it has changed. When I started working, alcohol was very present, and smoking as well was very pleasant, but very present. I don't smoke myself. I never smoked, but it was all about like drinking a lot of coffee also. And now it's not rare that I meet teams who don't drink, who don't smoke. But, you know, alcohol, it's good if you don't overdo it.
You know, you are from France.
Yes.
The wine, it's your cultural thing.
Yeah. But it's in France, we drink, but not too much now, because it seems that people want to drink less, but better quality.
Yeah, better quality wine.
Yeah.
One glass of wine never killed it as anybody. Yeah. Okay. What strange, unusual work routines do you have?
Actually, I like to brush my teeth on stage before performance. So I guess it's a way of feeling at ease, because I used to be, when I started working as an actor, I was so afraid, I was so frightened, I was so stressed out before performance. And
but before performance, as an actor or as a director?
As I began as an actor, so brushing my teeth. So it's like, you know, brushing your teeth is something very personal and something you don't share with many people. But I started because I like brushing my teeth. I don't know, I can't, if I don't brush my teeth 3 times a day, I'm not happy. So I always have my toothbrush with me. And it's a way of, you know, I'm okay, I'm relaxed, I'm on the stage and the seats are empty. And sometimes there are other people there, and then I feel that I can do whatever, and I'm not stressed out anymore. And now, you know, as a director, I do it also, and because I teach quite a lot, and I'm head of a drama school back in France, And so now my students, they always joke about it because they always see me like brushing my teeth during the day. And I'm like, why, yeah. So now I have loads of my students actually doing the same thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, and we joke about it. So that's, yeah, my strange habit.
So you are that kind of person who is, while he is washing his teeth, you are walking.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm doing it in front of the sink.
Yeah.
Interesting. This is really unusual habit.
Unusual.
Have you did it here in Klaipėda?
Of course.
Yeah?
Oh, yes.
And the actors saw this?
Yes.
Okay, I will ask him what are they thinking about it. Okay. The biggest crime against nature. Your crime.
Wow. That's a tough one. Well, I guess it's traveling by plane. Mm-hmm. That's a crime against nature. So, yeah, I don't know what to do. It's very problematic for me because the best way if I want to come to Lithuania again, I have to take the plane. Otherwise, it's like 25 hours by car. Mm-hmm. So I really need to make a decision. Mm-hmm. Shall I stay in Klaipėda? Live in Lithuania? Or I don't know.
Let's do it! Can you imagine yourself living here?
I could somehow. But I think because I'm moving quite a lot, I can picture living in many different places. As long as I can escape, I'm fine. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So the plane, sadly, but it's the decision. Yes, yes.
Or boat. Klaipėda, it's the seaport, you know.
Yes, yes.
You can take a boat. But the time it's very expensive thing, time.
Yes, it is.
Nowadays, yeah.
And I find Klaipėda quite lively in terms of arts. Mm-hmm. I've been used to living in very lively places. I mean, for instance, Paris, it's crazy. Like you have 1,000 theaters in Paris.
Oh my God.
Yeah, more than 1,000. So every night and museums and stuff. So you have there's always something going on in the arts business. And here there are loads of things actually. And when I travel to Vilnius also, and there are many things. So that's also something I like.
Mm-hmm. Nice to hear it.
Yeah.
Because people are actually complaining that there is no what to see or what to do. But this is just complaints. Actually, if you want to find something, you can find. Yeah.
And actually, I've been here, and not every night, but I've been trying to see as much as I could in terms of theater or hearing music or going to concerts. And I've seen quite a lot. So of course, you have like big things and smaller things, but I find it quite lively. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you like the most? I mean, what you have seen already here in Klaipėda?
Mm-hmm. Here in Kulturfabrik at Kufa. I've seen very interesting plays and actually shows for kids also. I really liked. I've seen the play by Koltes and the Drama Theater. Yeah. And I went to see that nice play in Kule.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed. Yeah. I really enjoyed that.
Pinigis.
Oh yes.
Yes. I saw it also. I like it. But it should be quite challenging for you also when you don't know the language. You just sense.
Yes.
The.
Sometimes it's challenging, but I mean, when it's well done, when it's well played, even if you don't understand all the words, then you can pick up the situation, you pick up, and that's also why I like my job. It's because even if, like most people think, because it's all about words, it's very easy to work somewhere else, but you happen to understand what's going on, and if the acting is good, even if you don't really know the language, and that's what's really, that's wonderful. That's a wonderful thing to be doing, because I never thought in my life I would direct a play in Lithuania. So, because I've been doing plays in Italian and English and like other languages that I'm more familiar with.
Yeah.
But Lithuanian, I knew nothing.
But you already, I heard that you can say something.
Yes.
For example, can you show for us about the coffee?
Aš norėčiau juodą kavą.
Yes.
Is it correct?
Aš norėčiau juodos kavos.
Juodos kavos.
But it's correct.
Yes,
it's amazing.
Yes. Kaip tu laikaisi?
Very good.
Very good. Labai gerai.
Labai gerai.
Labai gerai. I say a lot with the team.
Nice.
Yeah. But I enjoyed the sound of Lithuanian language.
Abroad, people say that it's very singing language.
Yes, yeah, it is. And I don't know, I enjoy. It's very lively. It's lively, and it's poetic somehow. I like it.
But the French language is, it's, I think, the most poetic and lively and stuff like that. And Girauldon, it was very big task for us and for the actor GYTIS, who is the voice of Klaipėda Youth Theater. And while we've been recording the advertisement for radio, it was a big task for him. But
oui, il a très bien fait. C'était très bien. Labai gerai, GYTIS.
Yeah, labai gerai, GYTIS. You will hear. Okay, the last question. Oh, okay, it's a little bit inside joke, but you could understand, I think. Coffee with milk or coffee with kefir? Kefir, it's like, you know?
Well, I've never had coffee with kefir.
It's a joke, you know? This question was written by EMILŁ. She is very angry for the actors, for the staff who left the milk outside of the fridge, and then this milk became a kefir.
Yes. So coffee with milk.
Yes.
And don't let the milk out.
Yes.
Please.
Milk should be inside
in the fridge.
In the fridge. Didier, thank you very much that you came.
Thank you for having me.
Our conversation was very interesting. I want to say to you, good luck with the performance. I believe, and I'm doing finger crossed, that it will be good. It will be the best, enjoying thing to watch this. And I hope that you will come more after this premiere. You will come to visit us.
Of course, my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, see
Thank you.
Yeah.